FA Cup is on display here this evening in the capable hands of Jim Montgomery, who made that amazing double save from Trevor Cherry and Peter Lorimer. Nick Horswell to the left as we look, and the cup will be brought out to the centre circle for a minute's silence to pay tribute to a warm-hearted man, Bob Stokoe, a resolute man, at times a pretty feisty character, and certainly an emotional man. But as these two and the rest of the Sunderland side of that year will tell you, very much a motivator. As Gary Lineker said, it was just 6 months earlier that he'd taken over, and this man remembers that final two. Steve Bruce, he's done well with Birmingham and didn't quite match the record of Bob Stokoe when he took over. He took over a side who lost their 10 previous matches, and they promptly won 10 on the trot. And alongside me, a man who knew Bob Stokoe when he was manager of Blackpool. In all, he managed 6 different clubs. Of course, I'm referring to Mark Lawrenson.
I think one of my most endearing FA Cup memories, Barry, and I think a lot of people in the country would be running onto the pitch while Stoke after winning that final to go and hug Jim Montgomery. It's one of those things that's always going to stick with you. He was a great football man.
2 captains today. Benny Cunningham on the right and George McCartney on the left. Graham Barber is the referee today. It was a day that Mick McCarthy remembers well. He was only 14 years old and a Barnsley boy, but that Leeds side at that time under Don Reilly was a very special side. And he said there were tears in his eyes that Leeds lost their match. It was the first success by a team from outside the First Division for 40 years. Sunderland, who went back to the final in '92, are the last side from the lower division to appear in the final. Huge applause for one of the great goalkeepers, and his style of his own. And as we saw in April Cook, at times achieved the impossible. And no man more fitting to lead the tribute to the man who ran from the touchline as he ran from the goal to embrace him at the end of that final. A minute's silence in memory of Bob Stokoe. Tribute to Bob Stokoe, a member of an exclusive breed, those who won the FA Cup as a player and as a manager. He played for Newcastle in the final of 1955.